My name is Bianca Winslow, and I'm the co-founder of Actively Black.
Y'all heard co-founder.
Yes, ma'am.
You're never in front of the camera, B. Where are you?
I'm always behind the scenes, behind the laptop, behind anywhere.
She came out just for me today.
Yeah, I sure did.
So we're going to get into everything B. And I want to start off with, where are you from? Let's go all the way back. I want to know your history.
So I was actually born in Italy. My dad played basketball overseas. Okay. I don't know any Italian, so don't even ask. I'll put me on the spot. Moved to Houston probably like 4 months, when I was 4 months old. I have 4 brothers, played basketball at the University of Houston. I'm the second to the youngest out of all my brothers.
So you were always athletic?
Always athletic. I was a little tomboy up until middle school, and then I got into dance. Always played basketball though, but I was a little tomboy outside with all the boys. I was the only girl, so yeah.
Okay, so I heard you are a Division I athlete. I don't even really know what all that means, but please bring me up to speed, B. Tell me all about your college career.
So like I said, always played basketball my whole life. Played basketball at University of Houston. Point guard there. Being a student athlete was challenging, but it was also rewarding at the same time. For my mom not to have to pay for college tuition for myself was a true blessing. But I think it all worked out going to the University of Houston, playing basketball there. It was a really great experience.
Do you feel like your career as an athlete set you up as a businesswoman? Because how did we get here? What a pivot.
Yeah, playing basketball definitely set me up, being disciplined, just working hard. I was never, I would say, the most talented on the team, but I was always the one that was talking the most, making sure we were all together just as a team, being on time, being early to meetings and things like that. So being a student athlete has definitely set me up for what I'm doing now in my career.
You know what's so funny? I recently heard something about this. Somebody was speaking on how being a student athlete, no matter what you do in your adult life, that is your first official job.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That is your first foundation runway for like discipline.
Yeah, I wanted to quit basketball my first week in college because I was like, what is this? A schedule? Like, it's different from high school because you have weights, you have conditioning, you have study hall. So it just actually felt like a real job versus like a 9 to 5.
High school was cute.
Yeah, high school was real cute.
College,
you go in 8
not so
to
cute.
be done at 3. But yeah, college was like 6 a.m. You're not getting home till like 8 p.m. sometimes. And then you're traveling on the road, playing games and things like that. So I just think being flexible, but also having a schedule really prepared me for like what I'm doing now.
And you're incredibly flexible. Y'all be having to make pivots.
Yeah, moving
like
real
literally,
fast.
Just like you when you dribble.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
Right. So similar to basketball, having to make pivots, think fast, put out fires, whether it's, you're down by 15, how can we come together and get up and dig ourselves out this hole? Same thing with business, like something maybe going wrong and you just got to pivot and think fast.
But now let's really get into it. Can you tell me about how did Actively Black get started in your eyes?
Oh, okay.
16.
So it was during COVID.
COVID, baby.
Yeah. At Laney's apartment, I remember I was sitting on the couch, he was sitting on the floor, and we were just talking about different ideas, and he told me this idea he had for Actively Black. So we're sitting there, and we're thinking like names. So obviously he has Active Faith, his first company that he started, and then we just started throwing out names. So I'm like, I said Active Black or Active something. He was like, no, I don't want it to be too close to Active Faith. So we're just on like dictionary, thesaurus, just looking up different.
ChatGPT.
No ChatGPT.
No
right,
ChatGPT.
Right, because I feel like it could have cut down on some time. So then I feel like I came up with Actively Black. He feels like he came up with it, but it don't matter, right? So he checked Instagram. Actively Black was available. So we felt like, that had to be the name. Yeah. So, but at the time, I was also working for Combs Enterprises for Ciroc and De Leon on the marketing side.
So that's what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
You're a co-founder here now, but I'm hearing you had a corporate job.
Yeah, I did.
Full time.
Yes, full time.
Oh, we got you over here.
So when I moved out to LA after I graduated college, just trying to find a job. So I was in LA, going from different jobs. When I met she's now my mentor, Ingrid Best. Shout out to Ingrid Best. She has iBest Wines. Go check it out. And she knew Lanny, so it was a very small world. We were at dinner one time. Lanny's like, hey, you should meet Ingrid. Ingrid, meet Bianca. So Ingrid decided to hire me when she was at Combs Enterprises, working for Ciroc and DeLeon on the marketing side. And Ingrid just kind of took me under her wing and nurtured me and mentored me. And
Superhero.
Yeah, she's definitely a superhero for sure. And kind of just took me under her wing, showed me the different ropes, etc. I wasn't really happy where I was at, but I was grateful for the opportunity, right? So I was like, how can I get back in the sports world? Like, I miss being around sports, like whether it's philanthropy, sports, agency, something. But anyways, so grateful for that opportunity. So yes, I was still working with Combs Enterprises while we started Actively Black. I was trying to juggle both. Meanwhile, I had also tore my Achilles playing basketball in the Women's Drew League out in LA. First game, popped my Achilles. So now I'm rehabbing for my Achilles, working at Combs Enterprises, and also for now this startup Actively Black. So I was stressed. Very, very stressed. Came to a point where it's like I had to decide. I was stretching myself way too thin. I was like, okay, do I keep moving up this corporate ladder with Combs Enterprises, or do I really just give my all and Actively Black? And so that's what I decided to do, just because I could put my hands on a little bit of everything. I could do branding, marketing, whatever I could do. I could kind of just create my own lane and make a name for myself with Actively Black. So
I'm sure Actively Black didn't start off with a warehouse and all this stuff. Humble beginnings.
Yes, very.
I really want to hear about the humble beginnings of Actively Black, and what was that timeline of you saying, I'm working this job, and now it's like, you know what, I'm going to give my all to a small business.
Yeah, I believe it was, so we launched our first collection November 2020, and the inventory we bought we thought would last for the first 3 months, sold out in the first 3 weeks.
Oh, girl.
Yeah.
Packing and flipping it.
Packing, flipping it. I had made these really cute clothing, stacked them in the storage, whatever, downstairs in one of the rooms. And I remember one day I was sitting at the kitchen counter or the kitchen table, whatever, and I was like, this really don't stop.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing after another. I was like, working with Actively Black, I was like, oh, this is the real deal.
I was like, oh.
I'm like, this is different.
Money.
I was like, this definitely doesn't stop. So, yeah, it was overwhelming.
So
in
you
the
were
beginning.
witnessing this
growth.
is something to, like, not necessarily buy into, but like, I could commit to this.
Oh yeah, 100%. I was like, this is something I could do. I believe in the mission that we created and what the company stands for in itself, just reinvesting back into the Black community, which really lacks in this world, in today's world. And it's everything that I enjoy doing, whether it's giving back, like I said, working with athletes. When we signed our first athlete, Deja Kelly, who I've actually known since she was, I don't know, second grade or whatever. So it was just like everything that I truly enjoyed, the branding and marketing of it, the planning, the photo shoots. It's so much that goes into it all. And just learning on the fly too, like, cause everything just goes so fast where it's just like, you just got to keep going.
So y'all been like this since day one.
Day one,
y'all have just been moving.
Yeah.
So this don't stop. Years later, this just don't stop.
It don't stop.
Because y'all have been going since you guys ran out of that 3 month of inventory.
Yes.
That's crazy.
You're still trying to play catch up now.
Literally.
Yeah, still trying to.
I really want you to state why you believed in Actively Black so much. I would love to know how long you were at the other enterprise. You jumped into this small business, and it's not slight that it's not every day you'll leave a solid paycheck.
Yeah.
To jump in that water. And
right.
You did say it took off in 3 weeks, but you still have a solid paycheck.
Yeah.
So
didn't know that.
Yeah, tell me about that.
Yeah, so I was at Combs for, like I said, maybe like a year before I was like, I can't do both.
Yeah.
So then I'm always about going after what you love and making those sacrifices. I did work for a startup before that didn't make it, failed in 2020. And so it was just like, you just have to put your all in something that you truly love. You just have to make the sacrifices. You're not going to get paid. So what you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, I saved enough money from Combs Enterprises, had enough in my savings account where it's like, okay, if I don't get paid a couple months, it's fine. As long as I'm doing something that I'm very passionate about and that I truly love.
And honestly, the definition of a superhero, you ain't never heard a superhero get a check.
Right.
They just show up to save the day. And I think not only did you save the day for yourself, finding a new space and new opportunity to provide yourself, so you didn't feel, stuck where you were. you found an opportunity to help your community. And so I want to lean into the community talk.
Okay.
Now, there's a list of people that you've met. I've even heard you got some pictures with Michelle Obama.
I do.
Oh my God, you know the Obamas, girl. Like, you are fancy. And you guys always get all these people at your fashion shows. I want to know how important the community is to you and overall Black history.
Community is very important to me. Prior to working with Actively Black, I was really involved in our family foundation. I always tell this one story because it's really unbelievable to me. We were working with this group in Miami, a group of young girls, and we had this event where we did vision boards, etiquette classes, etc. Mind you, they live in Miami. So after we did, the etiquette classes and the vision board, we took them to the beach. When I tell you 14 out of the 15 girls never been to the beach before,
Really?
it really just broke my heart. They live in Miami and yet they never been to the beach before. So for us to travel to Miami, do this class with them, different events, and then take them to the beach, it was just like really heartbreaking to me, but also made me feel good at the same time that we were able to be in that position to allow them to experience something that they never experienced before. So I feel like giving back has always been important to me, and just being involved in the community as well.
So now we're gonna go into your co-founder, but also you're a new mommy.
Yeah.
Okay, Queen Bee got a baby.
Baby boy, baby Toussaint, he's 4 months.
So tell me, how do you balance motherhood, co-founder, and also stay in shape? Because body tea. Hello?
To be honest, I actually broke down, I feel like for the first time since my pregnancy, like 2 weeks ago, just trying to balance it all, trying to like work out, still be a co-founder, still be myself, get back to myself, eat right, take walks. My clarity is very important to me too. So it's definitely a challenge. I definitely don't have it figured out. I'm still trying to figure it out. So then it's like, okay, if I put more into work, then do I take away from being a mother? Am I putting too much being a mother takes away from work? So I'm definitely still just trying to figure out the balance of it all, but it's definitely challenging, but I'm gonna get it right.
I think it's so funny that you're saying this as we are sitting in our Black Women Are Superheroes collection, because Black women are superheroes. What you're telling me is, superheroes originally, that's what they do. They juggle. I have to save the world. I have to show up here. I have to show up there. That's what you're doing. You're showing up everywhere. You're trying to give it your all. But I think sometimes giving something 50% is better than giving it 0%.
Right. So I never really looked at myself as a superhero, but now that you're saying what you're saying, it makes sense. It makes sense. Like, now being a mother, I now see all the sacrifices that my mom made. She had 3 of us around the same age, all within like 6 years apart, 6 years. And some of those things I just assume like, oh, that's what a mother is supposed to do. But now being a mother, I'm like, okay, the things that she did, the sacrifices that she made, I see it in like a totally different lens now. So my mom is definitely a superhero in my eyes. So I want to give props to my mom.
And she made a superhero here.
She did.
Period. Shout out to me. Okay, so this is perfect segue into Fashion Week. Let's get into Queen Bee shutting down fashion. You know what? This is how I picture you. You know what, babe? Let's have my gender reveal at the biggest show of the season.
So it was actually his idea.
Of course it was.
I didn't know when I wanted to do my gender reveal. He was like, let's just do it at New York Fashion Week. And I was like, okay.
And you really didn't know the gender?
I didn't know the gender. I had the envelope since April. I had it tucked in now Toussaint's folder. And I gave it to our videographer the night before the show. I said, do not lose this. Do not let me see it. Like, I don't want nothing to do with it here. Just take it. And
so let's go backwards, because now we have to plan this show.
Yeah.
So tell me all about the setup for this. You guys do New York Fashion Week in a big way every year. So tell me about this year.
So this year was very special because we said the time before last we weren't going to do it again. And then so Lanny, being the visionary that he is, he had all these ideas. So I was like, okay, let's do it. I'm always going to support if it makes sense.
Yes.
Because one year he tried to do New York Fashion Week after the Olympics in Paris, and I was like, that's just not going to, I'm like, that's not possible. Timing is just not going to work. So we moved it, to the following year. And we had everybody in our show from Bernice King, Cecil Williams, Tommy Smith, John Carlos, a lot of people. Yes. And it was challenging. Every time we secured talent, Lanny would be like, okay, what about this person? So he would call them, talk to their manager, their agent, whatever the case may be, and it's like booked. And I'm like, okay, cool. Then the next day, he'll be like, but what about this person? I was like, okay, reach out
you
to them.
just
So it
pregnant.
was, yeah,
You
I'm
just-
just pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
I'm just on the couch.
I'm
trying to
multitasking.
booking flights, booking hotels, trying to just handle it all. So it was really challenging to deal with 70 plus people booking flights
In the show,
in the show.
and it's my gender reveal.
And it's my gender reveal. That was like the least of my worries,
Oh.
to be honest.
Healthy baby.
Yeah, healthy baby, but like gender reveal, I didn't think about gender reveal until that moment
Right.
in the show. And
This is you
yeah.
pulling together chaos again. That discipline, girl.
Yeah,
It all
so
started with that discipline.
even at rehearsal, I have like on this big hoodie. I think only one person was like, "Are you pregnant?" And I'm like,
Wait, so you were in hiding as well?
I was in. No one knew.
No one knew you were
My family
pregnant?
knew.
And it was revealed. Wait,
It's giving Beyonce.
wait. I didn't even know this part.
Yeah, our family knew. I think I told our families. What was it, like May, April, around that time? Yeah.
But you're still at the show. Like, I have to be
Still
at rehearsal.
the show, yeah, at
I'm-
rehearsal, you know, making sure everything's organized, wardrobe, all that stuff. We're gonna snake it this way, all the way around. We're gonna use right there into the main room as like the back hall. No one knew I was pregnant. I think, like I said, one person kind of was like, "Are you pregnant?" And I'm just like,
Mind your business.
like, shh. But other than that, yeah, it was very stressful. Very, very stressful.
And then the grand reveal. How did you feel? Take us in the moment.
Okay, so
Boy!
backstage, my role was to make sure everybody was in line by sequence, make sure they had their proper attire on, whatever collection they were supposed to be wearing, making sure they were lined up correctly, and we were just moving through the show, moving through the show, moving through the show. The show was like an hour, 10 minutes long.
Oh my God.
So we get to like the last little bit of the collections, and I'm like, okay, my moment's coming.
My heart racing.
Heart racing.
We here. We in the game.
Eyes getting watery.
Oh my God.
And then it was the song Big Mama by Lotto.
Okay.
And so when that came, I turned around the corner and I was walking down the runway, just rubbing my belly.
The Queen Bee!
It was just so surreal because that was like our announcement to the world. And then finding out the gender. I wanted a boy. We both wanted a boy. And so our eyes were closed. We're standing there, countdown. And when I opened my eyes, the runway was blue.
Six, five, four.
So it was a boy.
You got what you wanted.
Yeah, I was super excited, super happy, and just felt relief at that moment because it was a lot.
Yeah, let me tell you, I remember the day you broke the internet. As usual, I'm scrolling and I say, oh, she's pregnant? And she does it at New York Fashion Week? I need these people to call me. I'm trying to work with them. I remember that day like it was yesterday, but I was so excited for y'all. And it just looks so beautiful. Y'all look so black and melanated up there.
Thank you,
And
thank
so,
you.
yeah, it's a true definition of a superhero because not only are you working your gender reveal, you're walking your gender reveal and
Yeah.
you're experiencing all those emotions again. So I always want to bring up how I'm clocking you in your superhero mode, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We gotta live.
So we're here all because this is the Black Women Are Superheroes collection. What does this collection mean to you?
Whew. Very, very powerful. Obviously, this collection was created in honor of Blandy's mom, Miss Alfreda, who is also a superhero to me as well.
Don't do it to me, baby. We got you, we got you. We got you. There you go. Gonna make all of us cry.
I know.
Take your time.
Okay. All right, you want to start with the question again? Sorry.
What does Black Women Are Superheroes? What did this whole collection mean to you?
Yeah, so this collection really is means a lot to me now that I'm a mother. It was inspired by Lanny's mom, Miss Alfreda, who I look up to in so many ways, especially being a mother and how much she just pours into her sons and supports their dreams. I really look up to her in that way, and I just want to do the same for my son. So the fact that we're here now, it just feels like a full circle moment. Like, I really don't consider myself a superhero, but even thinking of, like I said earlier, the sacrifices that my mom made and the sacrifices that I see other women making just to pursue their dreams or just to serve their sons or their family or whatever the case may be. It just means so much more now.
I've been able to sit up here and talk to you for this little spiel, and I'm so inspired and just so motivated. I don't have any kids of my own, but I can't believe you're able to juggle this. And so we're sitting here in our superhero uniform, and I really want to ask you, when are you able to take off your cape? You know, what does taking off your cape look like, and how do you show up as a superhero for yourself?
I don't think I ever can take off my cape. You know, I think now having a son, it just puts life in a whole different perspective. Like, I just want to make sure he can look at me and be like, I'm proud of my mom and everything that she's accomplished. So my cape is on, it is strapped on, it is never coming off. So yeah.
And that's why you're a superhero.
Thank you.
Black woman.
Black
superhero.
women.
We done, B.
Thank you, thank you,
We
thank you.
good. High five.